5 pair of wise dice, then a 10. Shoot his head and slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love and pride, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining in rain, rekindling the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our worth is. In paradise, in paradise. We manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today we're at Kuttin Up Barbershop and Salon. Haven't been here for a minute. Had to come in and holler at my boy Keith and the rest of his staff, Lee, Chris, Allison, Malik, and Shay. Malik and Shay are both new. They're located at 3530 Northeast 36th, just east of the 7-Eleven right there off of Santa Fe. You can't miss it. They're closed Sundays and Mondays, but they're open Tuesdays through Fridays from 9 to 6, and then on Saturdays from 9 to 4. So come in and get your hair styled, get your hair cut, whatever, blow dry, whatever you need, braids. When I had braids, I used to come in to see Allison all the time when I needed that. So if you got any needs for any of that, hey, come on in and see the peeps. They're here waiting, and I know it's going to be some bad weather tonight, so come in early and get your stuff done before they close so you can get your stuff ready for this upcoming weekend. So a lot of stuff going on today. NBA news. I don't know how much I believe this. I know that Bradley Beal is finally deciding to finally wanting to get traded. The question is, Beal to the Heat, is that something that's real or is that something that's Memorex? What is that? And I do believe that Bradley Beal I think he's been a commodity for a while. I just think that he hasn't had any desire doesn't seem like he's one of those guys who wants to win a championship. He doesn't win a chip. He doesn't need to win a chip. He doesn't need to win a ring. So it seems like to me that's not something, it doesn't seem like that's something that he wants to do for whatever reason. But now, finally, after he's got the maximum amount, he's done with his maxes. He stayed there, so he's got his maximum amount of money that he possibly can make. Because if you stay at the same team, that's how you make the most money. And he has done that. He's maximized his amount of money that he's been able to make from the Wizards. So now he's like, here I am, ready to go, maybe get in to get a ring. The question is, does he go to the Heat? Or would you rather have Dame Lillard? And to me, Dame is an alpha. Jimmy Butler's an alpha. Bradley Beal is not an alpha. Bradley Beal is comfortable doing whatever, just getting his points. He's a great shooter. He would be fantastic, I think, for the Heat, more than Damian Lillard, because I think Damian Lillard is more of a scorer. He wants the ball in his hands more. He can be off because he was with C.J. McCollum. He was yin and yang with C.J. McCollum forever. But Jimmy Butler being Jimmy Butler, who Jimmy Butler is, I don't know if that's something that could work. And I think that Bradley Beal would work better with the Heat. But the question is that going to work or not? And then what do you give up from the Heat to give to the Wizards in order to make it worthy for them to trade? Now, somebody has said the Lakers have absolutely zero to give. They have nothing. They have no trade value at all. The only thing they got is Anthony Davis, and I don't really see them doing that. So, they don't really have any Austin Reeves negatory. You don't have any picks, so what are you going to really do? So I think that deal is kind of beating a dead horse. I don't think there's anything that can happen there as far as Bradley Beal to the Lakers. But to the Heat, yes, I could see that. The other rumors is LeBron to the Warriors. I don't really see that so much because I don't believe that LeBron, I know that would work really well, but the question is, what do you do? What are you going to give up for that? The Lakers want to go completely young. Do you get a Jordan Poole? Do you take Kuminga? Do you take Moody? What do you take for LeBron? How much is LeBron really worth? Is LeBron worth 3 of your stars plus picks? The Lakers need picks. What is LeBron really worth? And who do you give up to get that? Now, of course, I think you would give up Jordan Poole for sure, and probably if you want to keep Draymond, because I still don't believe that those two together is not going to work. I don't believe that that will happen. That's just me. I don't really see that happening at all, if you ask me. Now, one thing we're going to talk about now, and then we'll get when Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com comes on, and when we get High Stick Harry later, Ben Dillman, we'll talk about this. Do you need 3 stars, or do you just need 1 star with multiple impact players to win a championship? Now, earlier we were believing that you had to win 3. That's why Golden State did what they did to have 3 stars. But with Jokic, you really have him. And then is Jamal Murray really a star, or is he a very good role player? I think he's more of as a role player. That's kind of what I think. And by the way, Randy Wright is just sending me a note. No, we're not. You're not a New York Knicks player. You're not all right. Sorry, we don't. I'm sure they don't want you, and that is fake news right there. Right to the Knicks. That's fake news. Maybe Talon, but not you. But anyway, do you need 3 stars or just 1? And when you look at Jokic, he is a star. Like I said yesterday, I don't put him in my top 5 or whatever greatest centers, but is he up there? Yeah, he's tremendous, but he's been doing the same thing he's been doing. But until he got KCP, until he got Gordon, they've been 4th and 5th seeds with the same team they basically had. Well, they got Braun, but I don't really count him as really that big of a difference maker. But when you add those two, that's made the difference that they've had. Plus, Jamal Murray was healthy all the way through and coming back from his ACL. So I just think that you look at Giannis. They won 1. He had 1 star. The Celtics have 2. You look at the Philadelphia 76ers. They have 2. Question is, what do you do with that? And we talked about free agents. We talked about what could happen and what could not happen with the free agent market. But we'll discuss that in further detail tomorrow. The free agents, who's available, who do we think is going to go where, who do you think somebody's going to pick and who's not going to pick. So that we'll discuss more of that tomorrow on tomorrow's show. We're really not going to get into detail about that because we're on to a different topic, and we're talking about what we're talking about at this particular moment. Because remember, the free agents this year, James Harden. What would James Harden do? You have Draymond Green. He's player option. James Harden's player option. Fred VanVleet, player option. But why would he not opt out and go with the Philadelphia 76ers and his coach Nick Nurse? Why would he not do that? You got Jeremy Grant, Brook Lopez, which is somebody I wouldn't mind for the Thunder taking. Big guy, can stretch the floor, can intimidate her inside a little bit. So I like him, but it all depends on what happens with our big fella. So Austin Reeves is a restricted free agent. Nas Reed, you got Max Strus, of course Kevin Love and Dylan Brooks. So those are all a lot of your free agents. And like I said, we will go in detail about that tomorrow. Now remember, the draft is the 22nd. Then on the 30th, free agency starts. July 3rd and 5th is the California Classic in Sacramento with Heat, Lakers, Spurs, Warriors, and the Kings, of course, which is probably where we will see the first sighting of Wembanyama for them when we see that. July 3rd through 6th is the Summer League in Utah, which, of course, the question is, will Chet play again in that, or will Chet disappear and they just wait till the Summer League or wait till the following till the season starts, not taking a chance on him getting hurt? But I don't believe he'll play, even though I think he needs to. But I mean, he's got to get some time in with J-Dub. He's got to get some time in with J. Will. I mean, he's got to, because if he doesn't, I think that that it may slow his growth a little bit, because he needs to be able to get out there and get some competition, since he hasn't really played any competition since last year of the Summer League. The Summer League actually starts July 7th through the 17th in Vegas, and we had talked about maybe doing that. And then, no, Randy just sent me the Knicks interested in Wright. That is a false story. That's fake news, Randy, right? That is not real news, just to let you know. I mean, come on, man. But that's my guy, Randy. That's what he does all the time to me. He comes up with this nonsense because that's what presidents of banks, former high school player of the years do. They come up with nonsense just to mess with you. But anyway, the draft is coming up June 22nd here are the top draft picks that are going to be available in the draft this year. Obviously, clearly, Victor Wembanyama is the number one guy, 7'4". He's still growing. And then I watched him juggle 3 balls the other day, so his dexterity is off the charts. Unbelievable that he could do that. He still is growing, which I think he cannot get too much bigger, because the bigger he gets, the harder it is for him to, I think, withstand the punishment of the NBA, because the NBA is more physical than the European League. So he's going to have to worry about that a little bit more. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out for him. So we shall see how he does that. Then, of course, Brandon Miller is projected the number 2 pick. Whether that will happen, or Scoot Henderson, either one, I think you can't go wrong with either one of those guys. Then you got Amen Thompson. He's the next player in line, and he is one of those kids that the Overland Elite, and what it is, it's like for those kids who aren't in the G League, who aren't playing in college, it's a chance to kind of a transitional league for those guys who don't really are kind of in-betweeners. They've got the potential but not quite ready. And so that's an opportunity for him. Him and Antar Thompson, both of those guys are brothers. They decided to go there. One's a point guard, one's a shooting guard. So anyway, those 2 guys are there. Those are options. They're both very, very good players. Cam Whitmore from Villanova, small forward, 6'7", 230. He's a beast. I really, really, really like him a lot. I do just like, as I do like Jarek Walker, also from Houston. I like him a lot. Point forward, 6'8". Like that guy a lot. Oh, he's a power forward. Sorry. 6'8", strong inside. He can defend, shoot, rebound. He's physical. I like everything about him. But like I said, the 2 favorite players that I like for the Thunder at 12 are number 9, Taylor Hendricks from UCF, power forward. He can do everything. He can defend. He can shoot it. He's athletic. He's long. Also, Grady Dick from Kansas. I like him as well. 6'3" as a shooting guard. If you want to bring him in, he would more like be that Isaiah Joe. That would be that Isaiah Joe Trey Mann deal. Then if you brought him in, that would give you SGA Josh, J-Dub, Grady Dick, and Dort. Those would be your guard / small forwards that can guard the 1, 2, or 3. So those are your options right there with that. I don't know how well he would like, but I do like those 2 of my favorites. I think if we're going to get those 2 would be 2 of my favorites to go after. I know that Sam Presti went to see Bilal Coulibaly in France. My problem with him is he's 6'7", he's thin, he's just 18 years old. He's another project player, kind of like we already have. So I'm just like, do we want to go get another project player? This is the SGA's 2nd year of his 4-year deal. Do you want to waste another pick? I think you just go ahead and go, look, this kid definitely has upside, but our upside right now is we have a window that we can really make a move. This kid may or may not be something in 2 or 3, 4 years from now. We've already got one of those guys who's showing flashes of being a good player 2 years from down the road, but he's still thin. So I'm just like, hey, why don't we, unless, the other option is on Sam Presti's side is, look, we got a pretty good nucleus here. Let's take a chance on these guys in a couple years. You can take a Jeremiah Robinson Earl off. You can take Hendricks off. So Kendrick, God, my mind just went back off Kendrick Williams. Take him off. So here are 2 guys that possibly could replace those guys who are young, long, athletic. So that's kind of what the way Sam was looking at it. I'm more like looking at it, talking about Sam Presti, whereas I'm more like looking at it as, hey, why don't we take advantage of where we are now? Let's go out and get another J-Dub. Let's go out and get another J. Will. Some guys who have played in college, who are used to the physicality of the game, who can transition us faster into where we need to be. Because remember, if we hadn't purposely lost the games that we lost, or purposely tried to lose the games we lost, I think it would have been different. But I don't believe we would have lost as many games at SGA not got hurt in the game in Portland. I think we beat Charlotte, and I think we beat Detroit easily. So I think we win those games. Then he comes back and we go ahead and we beat Indiana, and then you're in past the play-in game. But if you win those 6 games that I talked about earlier, that you lost, then you're fifth seed, your fourth seed. You have 2 or 3 guaranteed home games. It gives your guys a chance to gain experience. It gives Chet a chance to come in next year and do something if he's the unicorn that you think he is. Like I said before, I doubt that. I don't think he is the answer. That's just me. Hopefully I am wrong. I have no problem with raising my hand and saying, hey, I was wrong. So we shall see how that works. I just don't trust him. I think he's a decent player. I think he's 12 points a game. I think he's 8 rebounds, maybe 1.5, not even 2 blocks a game. That's kind of where I think Chet's at. He's not going to really score unless unless Josh is on the floor feeding him, because everybody else is like, look, you're the number 2 overall pick. You unicorn, get your own shot. And clearly we saw him without Josh and how bad he struggled in Summer League without Josh. So that's why I'm not sure if we're really going to see him or how much we are going to see him in the Summer League. And remember, the Summer League starts in July, and of course we will be in Utah is where we start out. So that's where if you're gonna see Chet, you're gonna probably see him in Utah. You're not gonna see him in Vegas. So, but remember, J-Dub will be playing, J Will be playing. The question is, how much will they play? And both of those guys are beasts. And then we get to see what everybody else does on our roster. So, but anyway, we'll talk more about that next Wednesday night on After the Storm when we do our Wednesday night show. And then, of course, Thursday will be the draft, and then we will talk in detail more about that after the draft. So we'll talk in detail about the draft and what's going to happen a week from tonight. So we will be going live after the draft like we did last year to talk about the draft, talk about what the Thunder has done and who they should draft. So we'll be doing a live stream over that, kind of over the draft, kind of giving everybody's opinion on. We should have several different people on talking about that and everybody giving us their advice on what they think the Thunder should do when the Thunder picks, what we think about that. So it's going to be a great show After the Storm next week. So hopefully everybody will have a chance to see that show. So that being said, I want to take this opportunity to thank my sponsors, Collaborative Logic. If you have any needs for any IT needs for computers, software, or anything like that, they are the people that you need to talk to for that. They can come in and design software to make your office run smoother and way more efficient. They can also design a website for your company. They can also come in and sell computers to you, redo your network, upgrade your network. But like I said, the thing I love about them most is they do for me all the time. They come in remote in to me to get all my stuff done. But I appreciate them coming out. They got to set up at my house when I got my home studio. I have my Stream Deck, and I don't have to do like I do now where I got to look down and search for something. All my buttons are right there. I can just push a button, and boom, it goes scene to scene. So those guys are fantastic. I highly, highly recommend Russell and the guys over at Collaborative Logic. SRB, if you have any engineering, surveying, or planning, they are perfect to be behind the scenes to set everything up for you. My guy Mark Long is the man over at SRB. And like I said, if you have anything that needs to be done, work, if you have anything to be done as far as building office complexes or strip malls or anything like that, they can design it for you, make sure the runoff is perfect for you, not anything is flooding, and they do everything for you, and let's lay it out for you. Oak Grove Trucking, and my guy Jose Fierro, who's back and forth in Tulsa. Hopefully he's up in Tulsa now and he makes it back, praying for the boy to get back from Oak Grove, that nothing happens to him while he's there. So we shall see how that works, but hopefully he can get back if he's going to be in Tulsa tonight, because they're working on construction on the highway and they don't do that during the day. They only do it at night so that the traffic still flows. Greg and Max Nayfield over at NAFCO, appreciate everything they do for us over there, supporting me in everything that I've done there, and appreciate those guys. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, and of course they are a sponsor for us to go out and do remotes to minority black women-owned business in the Oklahoma City area. And of course we're at Cuttin Up today, courtesy of YNB. So we thank them for allowing us to be here supporting Cutting Up Barbershop and Salon. But you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or, there are personal banks. So, hey, go ahead and see the guys over at 401 M there in downtown Yukon, or YNB East at Yukon Parkway and 66. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road there in the great city, in the city of Mustang. And then, of course, YNB Parkway, Garth Brooks Boulevard, and I-40, just south of I-40, right there on Garth Brooks. You can't miss it. It's just right there, real easy to find. And then the bank I always go to is YNB Peoples on 23rd between MacArthur and Rockwell there, and go and see my guy Eddie over there at YNB Peoples. And then, of course, now the weather's coming in bad today, so you may want to check my guy out. Make sure you write down this bill. It's DT Construction and Consulting. We've got hail and stuff coming in, so you probably want to holler at my boy DT Construction, Drew Henthorn, at 405-209-4051. That's 405-209-4051. So holler at my boy Drew Henthorn at DT Construction and Consulting. He'll be there to take care of any of your needs. If you have windows out, if you have small construction, major construction, light construction, whatever, nothing's too big, too small for the guys. Or you can email Drew at dtconstruction2015 at outlook.com. That's dtconstruction2015 at outlook.com. And remember, they are respectful, they are local, and they are loyal. So if you need to do that, which basically means if you have an issue, they are there to fix whatever problems. And guess what? They do answer. Drew does answer his phone. So that's Drew Henthorn with DT Construction and Consulting, 405-209-4051. And then once again, you know what we're at. We are at Cutting Up Barbershop and Salon, 35 Northeast 36. You can call Keith and call him at 405-524-6100 and start in there. They are closed Sundays and Mondays, but they're open Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 6, Saturdays from 9 to 4. You can ask for Keith, you can ask for Lee, you can ask for Chris, Allison, Malik, or Shay, any one of them. They will be here to help you get your hair styled in any way that you want. So they're a full-service salon. So whatever you need, just holler at them, and they can take very, very good care of you. That's Cutting Up Barbershop and Salon, 35 Northeast 36. And once again, thank YNB for their support for us being here, because we wouldn't be if it wasn't for them. Then, of course, this weekend is the OU Pie in My Face, which I'm not overly excited about. We got to get more people coming in to sponsor it. Here's the QR code, or you can go to my page and pull it up, or you can go to Cat's Tavern and pull it up. It's right there, and then Cat, of course, has send out an invite. So anyway, if you guys want to do that, please donate. All proceeds will go towards the purchase of wheelchair treadmills, weighted medicine balls, and weighted bars. Now, the medicine balls are the ones with the handles on them, not like the regular medicine balls that we use, so that it can make it a lot easier for them to maintain and to take care of. So probably want to do that if you can in that aspect of it. Now, we have talked about a little bit about OU's football schedule. OU is moving to the SEC, so the schedule came out for 2024. Remember, this is the last year that OSU will play in Stilley, of course, is the last game before OU heads to the SEC. So here's their home schedule as far as SEC. Now, remember, they will be the home team against Texas this year, but I just didn't add that in there because that makes no sense. But anyway, their home schedules, they've got Alabama, they've got South Carolina, and they have Tennessee all coming to Norman this year. Their away games, they go to Auburn, to LSU, to Missouri, and to Ole Miss. So that's that schedule right there. I think that, remember, Josh Heupel is the coach at Tennessee, so there will be a homecoming for him coming back to Norman. So that's going to be interesting to see. Of course, the fans are going to greet him with love and respect because their last national title, he was the quarterback back in 2023 years ago. the game at Auburn. So when we look at it, you think Alabama, man, that's going to be tough. That's probably an L. South Carolina, I don't know if it's Rattler is still with them or not. I need to check that. I think that he is. South Carolina, then of course Tennessee. You got them. So OU could go 1-2 or 2-1 very easily as far as their home schedule is concerned. Away schedule, they should be able to beat Auburn. I don't think they can beat LSU at LSU. Hopefully they can beat Mizzou at Mizzou there in Columbia. And then Ole Miss is going to be a shootout with Lane Kiffin down there. So just looking at that, of these 7 games, OU could be 4-3 very easily. If they play really, really well, they could go 5-2. But 4-3, I think, is more of a realistic take on them based on what their schedule is. But we shall see what Coach Venables can do. But if they play really, really well, they could probably only lose to Alabama and to LSU and take care of business on the rest. Or they might be able to beat one of those 2 teams. Not necessarily likely. I don't know if they necessarily have the athletes yet to be able to do what they do, because it's going to depend on the quarterback situation and have they fixed that. Because if you fix the QB situation, then that takes care of a lot of ills that you're going to have going to the SEC. So they could go 5-2 in this schedule. 5-2 in this schedule very, very easily if you have the right QB in there. But 6-1, I guess it's a possibility. But realistically, I think they're 4-3. That's just me in the schedule, which is not bad. Then you have Texas, so that's, you could win that game. That gives you 5-3, and then whatever you got else after that. So OU does have an opportunity to do something, but it's going to be really tough. Their schedule is not necessarily that mean. Where you look at Texas, they've got Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State all at home. But Texas does play really well at home. But, you got to think, man, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, man, you got to figure that's a couple losses out of that group right there. And then, of course, Mississippi State, after the death of Coach Leach, I'm not sure what Mississippi State is going to have. And no, I don't think nobody really does after the death of Mike Leach. So we'll see how that works out. And then they got to go to Arkansas, which is tough, to A&M, which is tough, and Vandy's really no gimme. So Texas, out of their 7 games, if they can they'll be lucky to go 4-3. I think they'll be lucky to go 4-3, more like 3-4. But we shall see, because them beating Arkansas and A&M and A&M, those are 2 high, tough tasks. Georgia beating them is going to be tough. And then to get through the Florida, Kentucky, and Mississippi State with only 1 loss, we shall see how that works. But anyway, that's just kind of my guesstimation of that grouping, and just going to see what happens and see where they're going to be. But, anyway, it's going to be a tough schedule for OU, but they knew that going into the playoffs, going into the season, knowing what was going to happen. But, you got to fix the quarterback situation. If you fix the quarterback situation, everything else takes care of itself. That's just kind of how I look at it, because, in basketball, football, it's, first of all, it's coaching, and then what do you have? In football, it's coaching, and then who's your quarterback? Coaching, and then who's your quarterback? Then the next thing is, what kind of weapons do you have? And then the 4th thing is, what kind of defense do you have? Can you stop people? And nowadays, it's not about whether you can stop them or not, but it's how many times can you stop them? Because the offenses today, with all the weapons and all the things they've got, they're going to score. So the question is, how many stops can you get? If you can get 3 stops, including turnovers, if you can get 3 to 4 stops a game, which gives you your offense 3 to 4 more times to score, then your chances go way up in the possibility if you're winning games. It's just that simple. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. But you have to be able to stop the other team. And especially in the NFL, you can have the best defense in the world. You look at San Francisco's defense, number 1 rated defense. Kansas City let them off for 44. You look at Philadelphia's defense; they were so good. Mahomes went 13 or 14 and had 21 straight points in the second half. So, it depends on how many times you can stop, because people are going to score. But you got to have a quarterback, and you have to have weapons around the quarterback. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. So if you can do that, and then you can have a defense that somewhat can help you and stop some people, then your chances are greatly increased in your winning. So we've been waiting to come here to discuss the. Oh, I didn't do that. Keith is gonna be mad. I didn't do that. I wasn't gonna do that. We were gonna do that, but and we have the Rams and the Seahawks as far as the scheduling is concerned, and who they were going to play this year. What the over/under for both of these teams were. The Rams and their schedule and who they play this year. I was really interested in what how they were going to perform. When you look at the over/under for the Rams, it's 6.5. 6.5 over/under. Now you look at their schedule this year. Okay, they're at the Seahawks. I don't know how well. I just don't. I don't have the confidence that Drew and Ben have this year. I just don't have the confidence that Geno is going to be Geno. I really don't. Then you got the San Francisco 49ers on the road. I think they're going to lose that, or excuse me, at home. I think they're going to lose that game, even though they've had San Francisco's number. I just think that that's going to be a tough win for them no matter what. So you do that, then at Cincinnati, that's going to be an L. Indianapolis, that's going to got to be a W. At Philly, that's an L. The Rams, the Cardinals, they should get a W. The Steelers, I think that should be an L. Dallas, that should be an L. The Packers, that should be a W. Or excuse me, that might be an L because they're playing in Green Bay, and it's going to start to get cold, and let's face it, warm weather teams don't like it. They do have a bye. They have Seattle at home, which should be a W. And then at Arizona, which should be a W. I think the Cardinals are a dumpster fire over there. Cleveland Browns versus Cleveland at home. Cleveland, I think, Deshaun might be rolling by then because this would be in his what? What's that be? 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12. So that would be what? 20 games under his belt, 18 to 20 games under his belt by then. So the rust should be completely off. So I think that would be a tough win for the Rams. At the Ravens, I think that's going to be an L for them. The question is, will Lamar be playing because he has not played the last 2 December. So the question is that if Lamar's playing, that would be an L. The Commanders, I think that's a W. New Orleans, I think that's probably a W. At the Giants, Saquon and I just don't know. That team is kind of up in the air. Then at San Francisco, that would be an L. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out for them, but I'm not that confident in that team. So, and that's more of Drew Henthorn and my guys. This is more of their stuff than it is mine. They love the Seahawks and Geno's Pizza. I'm not a fan of it, but they think it's always open. I think it's a bunch of crap, but that's just me. So on what they'll be doing. But anyway, in the schedule, this is where you got the Rams. I've got them over and under 6.5. I've got them at 6 wins. That's what I have them 11 W's. Now everybody thinks that that's going to be different, but I'm kind of caught in between. When I did the schedule, that was before the draft. So I come back and I look at it now. The Rams may be they may be above the Seahawks. I just don't know if Geno can redo that, so I'll have to rethink what I've just done in that. But, anyway, in the Seahawks, this is what their schedule is and what they've got. Remember, the Seahawks are 8.5 is their over/under. I think that's a lot for them. I mean, they'd have to really overachieve. I do have them going 9-8, but when you look at the schedule, you've got the Rams, and like I said, versus the Rams at home, I think they can win or lose that game. I just don't know what the Rams are going to say, but I'm going to go ahead and give them a W. Detroit, at Detroit, I think that's an L. Carolina at home, that should be a W. At the Giants, like I said, I'm not sure what the Giants got going on there. And after I did all this scheduling, which you'll see that may be a W for them. Cincinnati, that would be an L. Cardinals should be a W. The Browns should be, I think they're back-to-back losses. They're Browns and the Ravens. I think that's what those are for the Seahawks. Even though Geno's Pizza, they think delivers. Drew and Ben, I don't think so. That's just me. Then you've got The Commanders, I think they get a W there. You've got Los Angeles and LA, I think that's an L for them. The 49ers, I think that's an L at home. Dallas, I think that's an L. San Francisco, I think they probably they're going to lose again. I think San Francisco is on a mission after last year. The Eagles, that's an L. Tennessee, at Tennessee, probably an L. Pittsburgh at home with the L, and Arizona. So I really have to go back and rethink what I put down as far as their wins and losses. But 8.5, I've got them at 9 wins. I just don't know. I just don't know. 8 losses, I don't know if I'm going to really go with that as much. So we shall see. But speaking of that, Drew Hinthorn, here are his Drew picks of the day, or HuskerDrewPicks.com, his picks of the day. I thought Drew would be on by now, but he is not. So he takes the Braves today, money line minus 245. The Pirates minus or plus 127. The Dodgers money line 144. The Rays minus 200, and the D-backs plus 115. And Drew, he was saying you got to really be careful. I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, but now that all the other sports are over with, the bettors are really focusing in and giving them 100% attention to baseball. So you got to be really careful on their odds and what they're doing. But this is what he has right now. He's been on fire lately. I think he was undefeated yesterday on his pick. So I think that's what he said. What did he say yesterday? Or the Braves swept yesterday. That's what he said. He didn't say he was undefeated. He said the Braves swept. Yep, swept the doubleheader yesterday. So he didn't give us his full update on what happened when it came to all of that. So, and then anyway, so when we're looking at NFL predictions for this year, I really had to think about it. Now, we're just going to do the NFC, okay? That's what we're doing. We're just going to start with the NFC. NFC East, where prediction is the Eagles will win the East. Cowboys will finish the close second. Giants third. Commanders fourth. Like I said, I just don't have the confidence in Dak Prescott. I really don't. I think the Eagles are a better overall football team, better at quarterback. They're better at offensive line. Defense is questionable because I think the Cowboys' defense is very, very good, and they've gotten better. So I don't know. I think that's pretty much a wash. That's concerned. Brown versus CeeDee Lamb, that's almost a wash to me, but I think they win at quarterback, and they win at offensive line barely, and they win at running back. That's kind of my view on that, but I think the Eagles get them. But on the other side of that, usually the teams that lose in the Super Bowl don't really come back, even though the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs both changed the narrative on that, because the Chiefs lost, came back, got beat in the championship, or they went to back-to-back Super Bowls, lost the second one, then lost the championship game, and then go back to the championship game again, win, and go back. So, the question is, the Eagles being a loser in the Super Bowl, are they going to make it back to the Super Bowl after a loss? Those odds are extremely low when you look at it, especially that's what happened to the Bengals. Same thing happened to the Chiefs. They lose, and they did not make it back the following year. The Cowboys, still they've got upside. They've got a new offensive coordinator in Schottenheimer, but they do have their coach calling the plays. Jerry I just don't understand him. I don't know why you didn't go get Sean Payton, but I do believe until Jerry unfortunately passes away, he's going to be in control, and they have not done anything really since he let Jimmy Johnson go because he wanted credit. And it's just, he's a fantastic businessman, but you need to stay in your lane like the other owners. But he's just incapable. So that's why I got the Cowboys finishing second. The NFC North, the Lions, I like them a lot. The Vikings and the Packers, I do like. Jordan Love. I think he's going to be a surprise. Now the Vikings, I picked them over them, but now after losing Dalvin Cook, I don't know. I'm going to have to revisit this before the season. I don't know if they're going to finish above them, but I do need to look at some practice. And right before the season, we'll do our updated version of these conference predictions. And tomorrow, of course, we will do the AFC. But anyway, the Vikings, I'm just like, I don't know. The Packers, I do like Jordan Love. I think he's going to make huge strides now that Aaron's out the building. and I think he'll do well. The Bears, we shall see about the Bears. I'm just not necessarily sold on them right now, but we shall see what happens with the Bears. NFC West, you got the Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. I think the Niners win the West. I think the Rams and Seahawks are a toss-up. I just don't know what to guess, but I have to give hats off to the Rams coach, Sean McVay. I think they're going to revamp the offensive line. I think they're going to be better. And then you've got the Seahawks right in there as well, but I'm just not that big of a fan of Geno. I don't think Geno's Pizza is open. I don't think that they're going to repeat the games. Like I don't think the Vikings are going to repeat what they did last year, is winning all of those close games. So that's what I'm saying. This is my early prediction. I'll go back and revisit this right before the season. Once I get a chance to look at training camp, once I get a chance to visit and watch each team and read about the players and what's going on, then right before the season, I'm sure this is going to change. I think that Vikings-Packers, I might flip that and flip the Bears and the whole thing because I really just don't have the confidence in the Vikings, like I said. Niners and the Rams, like I said, the Rams and Seahawks, I mean, between those two, I just don't know. The Cardinals, I think they're a dumpster fire with what they've got going on there. They're going to be in a rebuild. I just don't see, Kyler's going to be gone until the 10th week or something like that of the season. They're just going to be a dumpster fire. I do believe that. And then the NFC South, you have the Panthers, the Saints, the Falcons, and the Bucks. I'm going to take the Panthers simply because I just don't have. Quarterback means everything. Coaching means everything, and I think the Panthers have the advantage, quarterback and coaching. So I think that's going to be the difference enough to get them over the hump. They don't necessarily have as many weapons as I think they would necessarily need, but I do like the coach and the quarterback, so we shall see how that works out there. And then, of course, the Falcons and the Bucks. That's just a tough deal for me. Falcons and the Bucks. The Falcons, they do have Bijan Robinson. They've got a young team. They made some huge strides last year. The Bucks, I think, are a dumpster fire, but I think it's a three-team race between the Panthers, the Saints, and the Falcons. I think they're all going to be right there together. But like I said, this is just kind of my preliminary, just looking at it, not really even paying that close of attention to it. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and do our South projections. Let's look at, here are the teams that are playing. Here is their schedules, so you can kind of see kind of what I was talking about as far as these two teams and what I have predicted for these two teams and why I said what I said for both of these teams and how I think both of these teams can do. So we shall see how it actually works out with both of these teams for the Saints this year and their schedule. And when I look at it, remember the over-under for the Saints. I mean, I think that's a lot, but, we shall see how that works out for them. I mean, that's going to be tough. But anyway, this is what I have picked. I've got them going 11-6. I've got the Falcons right there, right underneath them in 2 games. So we'll see. But anyway, that's what I have the Saints. If you can see that, this is what I have the Saints, their schedule and who they have them winning and who I have them beating. And, I mean, the Saints, when you look at it, I mean, they got a pretty decent, they're playing open up with the Titans at home. That's a good thing for them. You got the Panthers at the Panthers. That's a good one. Packers early, which is a good deal. Then they got the Bucks early, so at home. Then you got to go to New England, which I think is going to – oh, well, Chris. Oh, you quiet today. I like that, man. Got your daughter with you. That's going to be good. I don't have to worry about no mouth. Yeah, Chris just walked in. It's going to be nice and quiet in here. I ain't got to worry about him saying a bunch of nonsense, so I kind of like that. Got his daughter. He's got to be quiet. I like that. I don't know how long it's going to last, but what's going on?
What's the topic of the day?
We had several. We talked about the NBA news. We're talking about the New Orleans Saints schedule over-under, how many they're going to win. That's what we're talking about right now.
Oh, man. You should be talking about OU schedule.
We already did that. Okay, you know what? You want to go back and talk about that? We can talk about that, man. I ain't got no problem talking about that. This is what. Okay, guys, we're gonna break our strip. We're because your guy Chris came in. He's gonna drop his knowledge on us. Okay, here's OU schedule.
We running through them.
Here's OU schedule. 7 games, home and away. I said that they probably can go 4-3 in this schedule.
Oh no,
5-2. 5-2 if they really play. The quarterback plays well. They go 5-2. Without a quarterback, 4-3, 3-4.
Yeah, that's what I got. About 5-2 is really what I looked at.
So you got them beating Alabama at home.
Yes.
To open the season.
Yes.
No. Then
yeah, I think that that's their introduction into the SEC, and they're gonna make sure that they do what they got to do.
Okay, South Carolina.
You won't bet no money on that schedule.
On the 5-2.
How you doing?
No. I said I bet you not gonna bet no money on that schedule.
I mean, I'm a bet, but it just just depends.
5-2.
5-2, 4-3.
Yeah, 5-2 and 4-3 are not the same. I said 4-3 if they play well, 3-4 if the quarterback doesn't. That's what I said. Alabama, they're gonna get beat. They're gonna lose Alabama. It's the first game they ain't ready.
Hey man,
have you been seeing our recruits?
That ain't got nothing to do with it. That schedule tough right there. Okay, so hold on. No, hold on. Okay.
That was nonsense.
No. Hold on. Alabama, OU's gonna win or loss?
Win.
Win or loss, Key? OU, Alabama, first game. Win or loss? Jay, win or loss? You don't care? Win or loss? Loss. Lee? Loss. So you got one win. We all say loss, you say win. Oh, you not beating Alabama the first game, man. They're not beating them first
I got a
game.
question. Is OU winning the Big 12 this year?
Depends on the quarterback.
We about to have a defense.
It depends on the quarterback.
We about to
It
have
depends on the quarterback.
All he got to do is show. We are going to have a defense.
You're gonna have. It depends on the quarterback.
I think.
It depends on the quarterback. Okay, South Carolina. No. Don't cross strip. South Carolina.
Win.
Okay. Is that home? Yeah, they'd be at Norman. Okay, all right, we all agree. Tennessee, Josh Heupel homecoming.
They're going to lose Tennessee. I mean, they're going to win Tennessee. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Depends on Tennessee quarterback.
Depends on Tennessee quarterback. Depends on OU's quarterback. It's Josh Heupel's homecoming too. So the only reason why I give OU the edge there is because it's Josh Heupel's coming home first time. That's why I give them the edge there. Okay, y'all gonna love this. At Auburn.
See, I think the away games, I think we'll lose to Auburn and we'll lose to Ole Miss away. But home games.
Oh, hold on. LSU away. If you say win, I'm throwing you out the gym, throwing you out the building. They're not beating LSU and LSU. Chris, don't be a homer.
There's this one guy that I hate that's an LSU fan. So if I say that they'll lose, I'll put.
So you saying OU's gonna beat them just because of that?
I hate that dude so much. I don't care if they lose all the other games. They just gotta win that one.
Okay, so you saying OU wins?
Yes.
All right, Keith. At LSU. Yeah, if you haven't been down there, hopefully it's a day game, not a night game.
Day game they might win, night game they might win.
All them cages down there after that moonshine, man. I'm telling you, it gets lit down there.
I'm not worried about the SEC, man.
Anyway.
Remember when A&M went over there the first year? What they do?
What have they done since?
But remember when they went over there
What have they done since? Depends on you have a quarterback.
It's going to be something that they never seen before.
They had a quarterback.
It's going to be.
They had a quarterback.
It's going to be something.
You gotta have a quarterback. You're not gonna even give me no love on that. They gotta have a quarterback. You ain't beating nobody without a quarterback. You're not beating. You're not.
Dude only has 1 year left, so I expect him to ball out.
But that's this year. He won't be in the SEC.
Yeah, but that's true. Oh, was it Jackson Arnold?
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah, you seen him?
he's a beast. Oh no, I've seen him.
I'm ready.
He a beast. Dude. There ain't no question. He a beast. Okay. Oh, Mizzou.
Win.
Me too. Ole Miss at Ole Miss.
See, I think they'll lose that game. Auburn and Ole Miss away is the only games I really think they'll lose.
You all right, bro? All right. I love to see my people do well, including me. Go to the back.
Yeah, okay, then I got Texas. We did Texas on here too.
Oh, they lose it all of them.
Georgia at home,
Loss.
Florida at home,
Loss.
Kentucky at home,
Win.
Mississippi State at home.
Loss.
Then they got to go to Arkansas,
Loss.
to A&M,
Loss.
to Vandy.
Maybe a win. But I know A&M's gonna beat them because A&M didn't want them over here. So A&M like we
Yeah,
go and beat up on you.
they are arch rivals.
Yeah, they're gonna
they
have
are
to beat
arch rivals.
But in 5 years, A&M will leave. A&M's gonna leave.
A&M ain't going nowhere.
A&M, Texas is gonna take all their recruits.
They ain't going nowhere. That's
Texas
too
about
much
to take
money.
all-
They ain't going
Texas
nowhere,
about to
man.
take
They ain't
all
going.
their-
They ain't going nowhere. No, at Texas A&M got better recruiting class than Texas.
This year?
Yes,
Yeah.
they got more money.
Wait till we get to the SEC.
Well, I don't know about that. The farmers got a lot of
I
money.
think when we get to the SEC, I think it changes.
As A&M got a lot of money. Those ag people got a lot. Hey, I had to argue with a guy the other day. This guy about a year ago. He's from New York. He was trying to tell me that farmers don't have money and ranchers. I said, man, I can't have a legitimate discussion with you about anything in life. Those ranchers and farmers, guys, I said, if you looked at their equipment, do you see how much money they spend on equipment alone, on harvesters, on their dualies, on their trailers, these guys on the East, they are just ate up with their stuff. But anyway, that's kind of where we are on it. Now, I'm glad he had to bring that. We had to get back to our discussion. Where were we at? We were talking about what were we talking about? We were talking about the football. That's right. We were talking about the. Chris got me all fired. We were talking about the Saints and their schedule and what they've got coming up. Anyway, you got they got to go to New England. And they got Tampa Bay, so those are a couple wins they could get. Well, New England's going to be, depends on their quarterback, but I think it's going to be on that. Houston, I think that's going to be, Houston's a tougher win than people think, that they're just not going to go down there, and they're just not, D'Amico Ryan's not going to let you just come in there and win one. They're going to get some wins. Jacksonville, I don't know. You have them at home, so that is an advantage. The Colts, I think they're still a dumpster fire. The Bears, that's going to be interesting. You do have them at home. That's an advantage. At Minnesota, I just don't know how that's going to work out. Then you have a bye. Then after that, you have the Falcons and the Lions. So you have the Falcons on the road. I think it's going to be a tougher. I think that's an L for them. And then Detroit at home, that's going to be. I just don't know how that's going to work out. But that's going to be a fist fight, is what that's going to be between those two, an old-fashioned black and blue type game on that. When you look at Carolina, that should be a W for them. The Giants should be a W because I think that's just going to be. I just don't know how you gave that man all that money. I just don't get it. The Rams and Los Angeles, I think there's probably an L for them. Tampa Bay should be a W, and then of course. Finishing out with the Falcons at the end, which probably is an L for them. I just don't see them coming through that gauntlet unscathed. I just don't believe that they can do that. But when you look at what we have for them projected in wins and losses, 11-6, they may be. I like the Saints, but, at the time I did this, I was just looking at schedule and just not even paying attention. This was before the draft when I did that. And so, like I said, I'll look more in detail once the draft starts. Once the season gets closer, we'll do this up again, and I'll really have it'll have my full attention because I would have watched training camp. I would have watched trades, who they've added, who they have taken away, and things like that. The Falcons, their over-under is 8.5, 9-8. Man, they've got some weapons. I just don't know about the quarterback. I don't know if he's going to be able to make the difference with them to overcome some of the things that they have. But, they got a decent schedule. You start out at Carolina at home. That should be a W at home. Should be. to get you going. And then you got to go to Green Bay. That's going to be early for them. So if you're going to beat, you got Packers, at home. So you should be 2-0 right off the bat. I think you're going to have all kinds of trouble in Detroit with the Lions. So you should have a loss there. Jacksonville Jaguars at Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence and the boys are going to be an absolute handful. Then you have the Texans at home. I think they're going to be tougher to beat than people think. You should be able to beat the Commanders. You should be able to beat the Bucks. Titans, I think you're going to get an L right there. You got to go to you have the Vikings at home. That's an early game Sunday. You should be able to get a W there. And then you've got Atlanta, the Falcons. In Atlanta, that's not right. You've got Arizona, the Cardinals there. That should be an L, or excuse me, a W, because the Falcons are terrible. The Cardinals are terrible.
Get to mine, let me know.
Huh?
Yeah, get to mine, the real team, let me know how to tell you.
Oh, my God. Then, of course, we got, anyway, so when I get past this, we'll get right to your team. We'll get right to your team coming up right here next.
What you need to go to our team for? 13-3. We don't even see the record. We ain't even see the teams.
Okay, yeah.
13-3. And them 3 losses is just because we was at the end of the year resting our players for the playoffs because we had already sealed up the number one seed, won our division. We just going,
You really think that's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah, because ain't no way we losing our division. Ain't no, not the Cowboys.
Yep.
No, y'all stop. Yeah, you don't even know.
Dallas is gonna be cold.
The only reason why
No,
you said
Dallas is not going to be 13-3. That's just out. See, we're already getting arguments, guys, here. Already there.
49ers are this is. If any time out there we make the Super Bowl, it'll be this year. And the reason why I believe we make the Super Bowl this year is because we're going to
Wait.
Guys, this is what happens when you're cutting up. The guys go through the whole thing and they start. That's the word Kuttin Up Barbershop and Salon, courtesy of YNB, your favorite bank, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They're the bank that makes things happen. They're a member of the FDIC. And they are also an equal housing lender and the sponsor for us to be here today at Kuttin Up as things, you can see it already going crazy here. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com if you want to, and of course there are the locations that you can go see any of the banks. But anyway, we're going to pull up the schedule real quick because these guys are just going nuts. So we're going to pull this up. And because they are just, these guys, man. I'm going to show y'all this is how we do things right here. How you just on the fly, you come in, you pop things up, you go in here, you look, boom, you go Niners, and you pop it up, and we do this because we haven't done the schedule yet. But anyway, this is real easy, how we do things. You see how easy this stuff is? Boom, we're going to delete that. Boom, put that in. And we got that like that. Okay, guys, here we go with the 49ers schedule. Now, here we go with the 49ers schedule, Chris. Hey, Chris, get over here to the 49ers schedule. Over-under is 10.5. Over-under is 10.5. This is what I have them at, 11-6.
over. I got a 12-4.
Okay, well, here's the schedule.
False prophet.
Okay, at the Steelers.
Win.
Yeah.
At the Rams.
Win.
The Giants at home.
Win.
Yeah.
Cardinals home.
Win.
Cowboys home.
For sure, win.
That's it.
Oh, man. At the Browns.
Win.
So y'all undefeated at this point.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, Bengals at home.
Win.
Iffy. That's iffy.
Win.
Okay, so you're undefeated going into your bye week.
Yep.
Okay. Then you got at the Jags.
Win.
Do you have me to get beat?
Nope.
Oh, now, Chris, come on. Okay, Buccaneers at home.
Win.
Seahawks at home. At
Win.
Seahawks.
Win.
At Eagles.
You know what? We gotta lose. We gotta lose one. Might as well lose to the black dude.
Seahawks home.
Jalen Hurts will beat us.
Okay, at Cardinals.
Win.
What was that? Ravens.
Lamar Jackson gonna do his thing. We need another loss.
Commanders.
Win.
and then Rams.
Win.
Keith, so he's only got him losing 3.
Yeah, I told you 13-3.
Keith,
No,
talk to
17
me,
games.
Keith.
The 17 games.
17 games, 14-3.
14-3.
Keith,
Yeah, that's about right.
Chris, I'm
About
gonna
3
say something
games.
right now.
4 tops.
4 tops. Okay, so I've got him at 11-6 is what I got him at. 12-5 best, but 11-6 is what I got because it's 10.5 wins.
All right, let's
hey,
do it.
12
Season, let's
Oh,
do
here
it.
we go. What we got? Wait,
$40.
wait.
He said $40. Cowboys that have a better record than the 49ers.
What is that now?
Cowboys that have a better record than the 49ers.
Cowboys better record than 49ers.
Okay.
I can be
No.
20 each.
20 each.
Okay,
20
20
each.
each.
Okay, we have a bet going on right here, right now. $20. We have a Cowboys fan. Drew Hinthorn, where you at to support your boy? He's hey, my Cowboys guy is not on air right now. My Cowboys guy is not on air for whatever reason. He would be on your side too. So you're both saying the Cowboys are going to have a worse record than the 49ers.
Yes.
You're saying the Cowboys are going to be better.
Go ahead and go to the Cowboys schedule.
I don't believe in Dak, and they'll take the ball out of his hands, and they'll play great defense and run the ball.
Who do you want to ball with?
But I'm telling y'all,
Running back like
listen, I'm telling y'all right now, Michael Parsons is not going to have the same impact.
Okay, I'm looking up the
because
Cowboys
he wants to
schedule.
be an edge rusher now. He doesn't want to be with. He doesn't want to spy like he
You
used
know
to.
they added talent.
They're going to run the ball right there.
Okay, we're looking at okay.
It neutralizes. It neutralizes. And when you're on the line, you can't have the same.
We're pulling up
impact.
their schedule right now. Here's the Dallas Cowboys schedule right now, guys. Okay, we've got the Giants at the Giants.
Loss.
Win.
Okay, you got the Jets home.
Yeah, who?
Jets.
Loss.
You know for sure.
That's at home in Dallas.
I don't care.
Okay.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, at the Cardinals.
Win.
Patriots at home.
Win.
At Niners.
Loss.
At Chargers.
Loss.
Loss.
Rams home.
Win.
Eagles home. At Eagles.
Loss.
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 Giants at home.
Win.
You
At
hold
Panther-
on. Stop right now. Because you think that you're going to, you know how hard that is to beat the team twice. You already got to beat the Giants once. So you saying you're beating them both times y'all play this
He
year?
said, he's like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I get.
It's the Giants.
It's the
And
Giants.
they're gonna be way better.
Maybe. Saquon ain't signed yet. At the Panthers.
Win.
Commanders home.
Win.
Seahawks home.
Win.
Eagles home.
loss.
Win.
That's a win. They're not going to lose the Eagles twice. At the Bills.
Loss.
Win.
At Dolphins.
Win.
At the Dolphins.
Loss.
Yeah.
Lions at home.
Loss, but
Lions at home.
win.
At Commanders.
Loss.
So what'd you get it at?
I mean, I think we said 5.
5.
losses.
That's 5. You
5
got
losses.
you got them losing to the Niners, the Chargers, the
Jets.
Eagles, the Jets, and that's it. 4. Because he's got them beating the Bills. He's got them beating the Dolphins.
And you know that's too many
That's
wins.
13 wins, right?
That's
Yeah.
13 wins.
You know that's too many wins, man.
No.
So you have them at
Worst case scenario, they'll have 12 wins.
right. He's saying
Okay,
worst
worst case scenario would be 11 wins.
Worst case scenario is what.
I have the Cowboys winning 11-6,
Okay.
and I have them
12.
and I have them at 11-6. I have both of them at 11-6
Hey,
because I think they're going to both lose games that they shouldn't lose.
Tie goes to the.
Your prediction
Tie goes to the
There's, I
Yours
think,
is more realistic.
yeah, it's going to be one of y'all are going to be 12-5, the other one's going to be 11-6. The Cowboys and the Niners are going to lose more games than what you think they are because they just are. It's football. It's attrition. It's people getting hurt. You're going to lose more games. It's just what it
The only
is.
problem I have with yours. The only problem I have with yours is the fact that you're beating your divisional rivals both times. In that.
But the
that
problem
really
is,
happens.
first of all, you got to beat the Rams twice, and the Rams own y'all.
Yeah, but
The
the
Rams,
Rams
no,
ain't
the Rams, but it don't matter. The Rams own you, bad or good. They own you.
How
The
you figure
Rams
that?
ain't the Rams.
The Rams have smashed the 49ers 5 out of the last 7 games or something like this, 6 out of the last 8. 4 in a row.
Is this gonna
The
be
Rams have
Brock
killed the
Purdy?
49ers. It's something about
So you don't
that.
have
Seriously,
Brock-
go back and look.
So Brock Purdy messed
They
us
own
up.
them, man.
We brought in old dude.
They own them. They just own them. It is what it is right there.
What's the other dude we just brought in? The quarterback.
Hargrave. The quarterback.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, he ain't playing.
Sam Darnold's not terrible.
He's not terrible.
not terrible.
Well,
You know,
the difference is Sam Darnold will be better because A, he's got a better offensive line and he's got more weapons.
I agree.
He's got that going for him. But other than that,
Better coaching.
he definitely got that. So those advantages he has. But at the same time,
Sam Darnold's been taking first.
but listen,
first team
but like
snaps.
this, Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. You are at this point when you've been in the league this long, you are who you are.
I disagree.
No, you are who you are. You've been in the league long enough, like Jameis Winston. He is who he is.
Yeah, you are who you are.
You are who you are. After 4 years in the league, you are who you are in the
You've
league.
been in a bad system for that.
I tell you, it's like,
Sam Darnold came from the Jets.
I tell you, it's like an ugly
He went
fat
from the
person.
Jets to the
You can put
Panthers.
an ugly fat person in the nicest suit, they're still fat and ugly.
Yep, it doesn't matter.
He went
Dressing
from
it
the
up.
Jets to the
No,
Panthers.
I understand, but what I'm saying is he is who he is as a quarterback. He still makes the same bad decisions that he makes.
He did last year.
Lack of talent. Jets to the
I'll give you an example.
Panthers.
It's like money.
No.
If you're a poor money manager, if I give you a bunch of money, you
Still poor man, right? He is who he is.
I see, but I disagree.
Put it like this, he got beat out by Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
He got beat out by Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is not good. Come
Baker
on,
Mayfield's a
stop.
practice warrior.
Oh my God, practice warrior.
Practice.
Oh my God.
He got beat up by Baker Mayfield. I mean,
Hold on.
Now,
let's
Grant,
not act
now,
like
I will say,
Baker
now hold
Mayfield
on.
wasn't that
I'm
good.
gonna say this: the coach y'all got is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He ridiculous. Okay, y'all do have an advantage there. I agree. He's gonna help him out because he's not. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo. Look what he did for Jimmy. And Brock Purdy.
So how can you say Sam is who he's going to be then?
Well, no, you are who you are as a quarterback as far as making mistakes. What I'm saying,
Not necessarily.
you're gonna make the same mistakes. If you make a dumb bonehead plays, you're gonna make
Remember
bone
when Alex
like
remember when
Right.
Alex Smith left the
we thought
49ers
James
and went to
Winston
the
was gonna do
Chiefs?
all these
right. He made the same bonehead mistakes.
Remember when Alex Smith was on the 49ers, the first couple of years he looked really, really bad because he was getting a new coach every single year and he changed the offense. Then when he got a little bit of stability, he turned out to be who he was. Now he lost his job.
Okay, hold on.
No, you got a good point.
No,
Geno
okay,
Smith.
hold on. He
Smith
listen.
was preferred back.
Okay, Alex Smith lost his job, went to where? The Chiefs, and he did what? Dominated. Okay, but then what did he do?
He got hurt.
No.
lost his job to
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
He lost his home job to Patrick Mahomes. Why? Because he is who he is.
Yeah,
but
He
he got
makes the
No,
mistakes he makes.
He got hurt and he lost his job.
No, he did not. He was not hurt. No, Patrick Mahomes came in and took the job over.
But that has something to do with he is who he is and his ceiling is only so high, which is the reason why he lost his job to
That's
Kaepernick.
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
He is. Listen,
but how
in
good is
sport,
Sam
but
Darnold?
in sports, you are who you are in the
Sam
national
Darnold
league.
a starting
But
level quarterback.
all I'm saying is yes. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter what sport it is. You are who you are. Your tendencies are your tendencies. It doesn't matter what sport it is. In basketball, if you gonna play defense, you ain't playing no defense. If you can't shoot, you can't shoot. You might improve it a little bit, but if you can't score in big moments, you can't do your.
See, I disagree. Sometimes the coach can bring it up. So what's the point of having a coach?
Okay. The whole point is a coach can mask your issues a little bit. But at the end of the day, you are who you are after a certain length of time.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I disagree.
After 1 or 2 years, yes.
Match
But
your
after 4 or 5 years, you are who you are.
Match your
Remember
Yeah, go
Jason
ahead.
Kidd turning himself into a three-point shooter?
Jason Kidd was always good.
No, but he wasn't never a three-point shooter.
I'm asking
He
a
left.
question.
He left. Went to the Mavericks.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear it.
You think? You can't say it because I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
You can't say it. You want me to, don't say anything bad on air. You can't
It
just
ain't
say it.
bad,
What?
but I don't want to say it from the.
Yeah, you can just text me then. If you can, I'll answer it on air. If I can answer, text me.
You think?
Okay, hold on. I'll turn the volume off and you can say it real quick without nobody hearing. Go ahead. Yes, I do. Yeah. You could have said that on there. You could have said that on there.
I wouldn't have answered it.
Yeah, I would have.
I mean, I wouldn't have
I would have answered it. The facts are facts.
Okay.
Like if I'd went to play, for Eddie Sutton, would I have been a better player than I was with Eddie versus Paul Hansen? Yes.
Yeah.
Now would I still have dominated, did what I did? Yes. Now would I have been better? Yes.
So that's what we're saying. Better coach, better player.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, in the NFL, when you go to the professional level, okay, you're one of 1,000. Everybody does what you do, okay. But my point is this. This is my whole point of what I'm trying to say. If it's been 1 or 2 years coaching can make a difference. If you've been 4 or 5 years, you are who you are. The coach can mask. It's like somebody who got, they put some deodorant on. Okay, hey, you got BO, you got BO. It's gonna mask a little bit, but if you stink, you stink.
So like, you can't put lipstick on a pig.
You can't put lipstick on a pig. And that's all I'm saying is Sam Darnold is who he is after all these years.
Well, you think y'all saying is things that can't change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is you can mask.
Maybe we ain't seen who Sam Darnold is.
Yeah, but the point is that he's going to be better based on the coaching that he is. There's no question. I'm not even doubting that because of the coach he's got. But all I'm saying is this, is that coaching matters, but at the end of the day, your tendencies are your tendencies if they don't catch you early enough to change them. That's my point. It's not about being, if you've been in the league 4 or 5 years, basketball, football, whatever it is, your tendencies are your tendencies. But when you're young, that's what I'm saying, young.
Let's say you're learning disabled, right?
But I'm saying young.
Like you got, like let's say you learning disabled, you got to make a deep, right?
Yeah.
That person's not going hard.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Listen, Sam Darnold, put like this. But listen, okay, hold on. My deal is this. Brock Purdy is perfect for San Francisco's system because he can throw what? Outside the numbers. With Jimmy Garoppolo, he could not do what? Throw outside the numbers. He's limited in what he can do. Yeah. Now, Sam Darnold on the other side of that does have some upside, but what did Kittle say? Did you hear what George Kittle said the other day? Hey, did you hear what Kittle said yesterday? He said, "Oh no, Brock Purdy's our quarterback." Did he not tell you that? He said that. He just said that.
History, though. What was he known for in college? He was good, but he threw a lot of
Interceptions.
And he's done that in the league. And
Who has?
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say Sam Darnold was like an average quarterback?
Sam Darnold is a B plus app, B plus. He's a C plus, B minus quarterback. With where he's at now, he'll be a B plus, a B quarterback.
You don't think he's going to be better with more talent?
Yes, he will be. But what I'm saying is his tendencies to do stupid, excuse my language, shit. It is what it is.
So
you are who you are.
If
he's a B minus, C plus.
That's a Super Bowl team. Because that's all you got to be. Jimmy Garoppolo was C plus.
Until he ran into an A. Until he ran into an A.
There'll be time you'll get.
He ran into an A. Jimmy Garoppolo ran into an A.
Who? Jimmy?
He ran into an A.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
He ran into an A.
A plus plus.
I know he's ridiculous.
Ain't no
Hey, but how about this? How about Jamar? Pat who? Man, what? Quit giving this. Hey, leave the. Well, they asked Joe Burrow who's the best quarterback in the NFL. He said, well, Pat is because he's the man until you knock him off the throne. I mean, he's the dude.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase said, oh, no, it's my quarterback. He's the MVP, even though he had won one. And he said, he goes, Pat who?
What was he supposed to say, though?
Come on, man.
Gotta be realistic.
Come on,
What
man.
was he supposed to say?
All I can say is your
believe
quarterback is realistic.
I don't believe
Your quarterback is realistic.
I don't believe in
Your quarterback is I believe in bulletin board material all day long. Hey, you say something about me, I'm like, okay. I'm gonna put that right in my. Every day I open my locker, it's gonna be right there. So when I see you history. I'm kicking your. I'm kicking your ass.
Before?
No, but I'm saying it's different when you like Keith Star Spencer was in high school. Okay, Star was our deal. We on purpose never said anything bad to give because when you're that close, you don't give them any extra added incentive. Zero. You give them nothing because you're close. It's one mistake. It's a drop pass. It's a missed assignment. It's a fumble. It's one play. You give them zero advantage. You give them nothing to give you or take advantage of.
On my end,
you don't run your mouth.
When I say this person cannot hold me or this person ain't as good as me, I'm putting that on my book.
Okay.
So we both playing hard.
Okay, but first of all, you ain't gonna say that to somebody who you're on the same level with. You're gonna always give them respect. That's what you're gonna do. You ain't trying to give them nothing extra. I'm just telling you, don't give them nothing extra. When you right there together. Now, if you better than somebody, you better than them. You better than them. You better than them.
I'm on that Antonio Brown type of mindset. When they asked him who a good corner, he said none of them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there wasn't anybody that he faced that was right there with him.
Yeah. So
but I'm gonna tell you this: it doesn't matter who you play. There's always somebody that's your nemesis. I don't care where you're at. There's always somebody got your number.
It's like I was
always.
saying, you don't mess around with pit bull.
Leave it alone.
You don't agitate a pit bull. You don't like, hey, here's some meat. Don't wait in front of a pit bull because even if you have a gun, there's a possibility that pit bull could just go off. And that's what you're doing when you get people ball. Shoot
Yeah, you just, man, why you trying to shoot my dog, man? Why you trying to shoot my dog, man? I got a pit. Why you trying to shoot my dog? Well, don't be teasing him then.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is this: in sports on that level, okay, you don't give your arch rival any, because Joe Burrow could have easily said, I'm better than Mahomes. Now we all know that's fiction, and even he knows. No matter I'm getting there. He ain't him. Like what did Mahomes do at the end of the Super Bowl? What did he put in? I'm him.
But I will say,
Because he
I agree
him.
with Chris to a point though, because you know what? Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes aren't that far apart.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is Joe.
It's okay to talk trash about Patrick Mahomes if you're Joe Burrow.
I don't have a problem with
Right,
somebody
but see,
saying
what I'm saying is, with Joe Burrow, it's hard for you to admit somebody better than you when you're competitive. Okay, it's hard. But in sports, the one thing you know is somebody better than you. When you go against somebody, you know if they're better than you. You don't want to admit it or not admit it. It's irrelevant. You know if somebody better than you.
If I'm Joe Burrow, I could confidently say I'm better than Patrick Mahomes.
He can't say that.
Why not?
Well, because he done something that Joe Burrow ain't never did.
That's
He
team.
done something. Hold on.
But
No.
that's team, though.
We're talking about him. We're talking about records. He does stuff like, you gonna tell me right now Joe Burrow would have played on a high ankle sprain and did what he did? No.
He doesn't
People
have the mold.
listen. People like that, like Mahomes, that mental. That's Jordan. That's Kobe. Those are rare guys. Jack Young. Those are very few guys who are that mentally tough that they can block out whatever injury that is and still perform at a high level.
Okay, so
There's maybe 5, maybe 10 in the
Do
history
we
of sports.
believe that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback probably ever?
Thrower, yes.
So, I mean, but he ain't did what Tom Brady has done.
Tom
But he
Bra-
can look
okay.
at
Okay,
Tom
first of
Brady
all-
and say,
first of all-
I'm a better quarterback than you.
Okay, like when we look at Tom Brady and Mahomes, you look at their first Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
You know what Tom Brady's defense was ranked as?
Probably one.
5.
Yeah, Saturday High.
You know what Mahomes was ranked at? 27 and 28. It's only 32 teams. So let's face it, Brady, when he won his first 3, he didn't do nothing. But just, hey, you manage the team kind of like what the 49ers are. Hey, just don't mess it up. We defensively loaded. We got weapons everywhere. Just don't do stupid stuff, which is what happened with Garoppolo.
But what you're saying is, because this dude hasn't achieved the levels that Patrick Mahomes has done
Okay.
as a team, he can't say I'm better than you.
Okay, hold
know
on.
how to say
You know what separates everybody now with Mahomes from everybody else now, period, all around the board?
Go ahead.
He got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Mahomes lost Tyreek, and he throwing the dude like at the end when they beat Cincinnati. Do you know he was throwing to guys off the IR?
Some no name.
Now you can't tell me Burrow without Higgins. If he does that and Higgins goes down and Jamar Chase goes down, then you still doing that? Then you can take that.
Dude in the Super Bowl that had all them catches, he had like one catch the whole play.
Oh yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's the difference is that he is just on another level, and after this year, it separated him.
I can respect him for saying that. He's the man till you knock him off.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he Joe Burrow? What Joe Burrow's basically saying is, yeah, he better than me, but am I going to just say until I knock him down? Am I going to still try to knock him down? Yes, but is he better than me right now? Yes, because he did something that nobody else has ever done. I mean, listen, Chris, I saw this deal the other day. Mahomes is number 1 in the playoffs in the history of yards, touchdowns, interception ratio, percentage, quarterback ranking, and whatever the percentage thing is. Number 1.
Yeah, QBR or whatever.
Yeah, and then in the league, he's number 1 in wins, everything. He's number 1.
Okay, so here's the question. So people keep on saying, at this point, he did this better than Tom Brady first year. He did this better than Tom Brady. At what point can you say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever?
They already have said that, but the point is that after this past year, like this, when you look at him to win 2 MVPs, this is his 6th year. To win 2 MVPs, he's won 2 MVPs, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, he's won the passing deal twice. He's won the only other 2 quarterbacks to do that in their career. Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
So if you're Patrick Mahomes, you retire.
I mean, think about that for a minute.
If you're Patrick Mahomes, you retire early.
You're in the Hall of Fame right now.
No, I'm saying, would you retire early? If you want to think about legacy, would you retire early?
No, because he trying to win the Super Bowl. He trying to be the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
You think he get 7?
I don't think he needs to get there. I think he needs to get there about 4.
It's
If he
not
gets to
huge.
4 or 5, I think he gets
It's
4 or
like
5
LeBron
easily.
and Jordan. LeBron didn't have as many as Jordan, but there's people debating.
Well, this is my deal with when you stack, like I saw this deal the other day. There's only been one player to have an MVP during the regular season, win the scoring title, make all defensive team, win the NBA championship, and be MVP of the championship. There's only one person that's done that. He's done it 4 times.
Too much Jordan.
4 times. He's the only person ever to do
And
it
LeBron's still
once,
better
and he's done it 4 times.
And LeBron's still better.
Because this is it. LeBron is great. Listen, like I've always said, Michael's the greatest player. Kobe's the most skilled, and LeBron is the greatest overall. That has the most skill set. That's how I look at it. Plain and simple. That's how I look at it.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm not going to put him over there because he's lost. When the games are on the line, he's lost. When the finals come up, he's had 2 finals where he's disappeared. He's been non-relevant.
Over the 2 finals, I know about Dallas.
Dallas, and there was one Miami. San Antonio. He's had 2 finals where he was non-factor.
And we never saw Jordan do that.
You never saw Jordan do that. So that's all I'm saying is that when it matters most, where are you? And that's why I said Mahomes, where are you? And like Burrow, I'm sorry, dude, you ain't playing on no high ankle sprain. Tom Brady, you for sure ain't playing on no high ankle sprain. Okay? And like I'm saying, that's like Kobe with a broken finger. What did he average that year, Keith? 20, 28, 29 with a broken middle finger on his shooting hand? Those dudes, they just different. You know what I'm saying? They different. Willis Reed, Jack Youngblood he played for the Rams on a broken leg in the Super Bowl against the Steelers. Jack Youngblood for the Los Angeles Rams. He played with a broken leg in the Super Bowl against the Steelers. Ronnie Lott cutting his finger off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? These dudes, there's 10 guys maybe who mentally are just different than the rest of
Okay,
us.
this is the thing about Jordan I don't understand. So they talk about, who the GOAT is. Why don't they bring up all the players in NBA history, all those 50-point games? To me, that's startling. Like, in the entire history of the league, Jordan had over 30 50-point games. To me, that's unbelievable. Look at how many 50-point games other players had, like LeBron. LeBron hasn't even had 7 50-point games.
Well, yeah, I mean, to me it's like LeBron is a beast. I'm gonna give him all the love.
Right, but what I'm saying is that means a lot to the fact that you're a great defensive player. But Jordan had 10 scoring titles, right? So Jordan had 10 scoring titles, LeBron had 1. I mean, to me, that's kind of jarring. That kind of.
What's jarring to me is that they call LeBron a pass first guy. He's a point forward, but he leads the league in scoring. That's tough.
Well, Jordan.
Explain that. No.
You talking about LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's like I tell people, I'm giving LeBron his due. Okay?
All right, well.
But that's why I say what I'm saying is LeBron is a more athletic Magic.
Okay.
That's what LeBron is, a more athletic Magic. That's who LeBron is.
Would it be fair to say, though, that Jordan's 10 scoring titles and LeBron's 1, that's kind of a factor in the GOAT conversation?
Well, that, when you look at, but to me, it's the all defensive teams. LeBron got 1. He got 1 first team out. He got 1. Jordan got 10.
Jordan has
10.
10.
10.
Wow. And 10 scoring titles?
Yeah, I do. I just like, dude, just
So
like,
he's got 10 and 10.
you know, like I said, that stat that blew me away. There's only been one player to be the MVP, win the Super Bowl, win the NBA title, to lead the league in scoring, okay, to have the MVP in the deal, in the playoffs, okay, and be on the all defensive team. One guy, he's done it 4 times. He's the only one that have done it once, and he's done it 4 times. I'm like, man, the conversation, stop talking. Stop talking. When you're the only one who've done something and you've done it multiple times, like I like Jokic. Like for me, I like Jokic. But I ain't putting him in front of Kareem, Wilt. I go down a list of guys I'm not putting him in front of. You know what I'm saying, Keith? Jokic. I'm not putting him in front of any of them. Now, is he really good? He's the same guy except what did they do? They added who? Gordon, and they added KCP. And they went from 4th or 5th in the West to 1st. And I remember next year, everybody's going to be better. Golden State gonna be better. The Suns gonna be better. Everybody's gonna be better. They're gonna add something. They're gonna add something. They gotta add something. I don't know what they're gonna add, but they gotta add something to them. No, you see what I'm saying? They gotta add something. So, but anyway, all right. Anything else you want to talk about, Key? Chris, you want to talk about something before I get off?
Lakers will win the championship next year.
Oh my God, Lakers not winning a championship, man.
Lakers win the championship next year.
Keith.
LeBron's the greatest player of all time.
Okay, anyway, we're gonna stop right now because Chris is over here. He's taking some pills or something over there. I don't know what he's doing. He's taking some pills or something over there. He's over there coming up with some nonsense. That being said, I want to thank everybody for watching this edition of the Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark. We've been at Kuttin Up Barbershop. Of course, and let me give you the address over here before we go ahead and we get off. 35 Northeast 36. They're closed Sundays and Mondays. Open Tuesday through Fridays, 9 to 6, 9 to 4. On Saturdays, you can ask for Keith Lee, Chris, Allison, Malik, or Shay. Any one of them, hey, come on in. And, of course, it is brought to you by YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com, or you can go in any of the locations that are located here on the side that you can see. So that being said, everybody have a fantastic, where you want to see my face? I know y'all want to see my face before I get off, right?